waiting silently for your orders. Interesting. Come on. Understood. They're already dead! Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! The party has just begun! For the humans. For the Empire. No fear. So glad to do it. Great. All right. Nice. Silent and lethal. For the Empire. Silent and lethal. No fear. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. No fear. Let me blow up some heads. Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the humans. Interesting. Come on. Not sure, but let's do it. So glad to do it. So glad to do it. They're already dead. For the Empire. Come on. Amazing. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. For the humans. The party has just begun. All right. Let's go. For the Empire. No fear. Let me blow up some heads. No fear. Perfect. Yes. For the Empire. For the humans. It could be a trap, but let's go. Let's go. Great. Understood. So glad to do it. For the Empire. For the Empire. That's easy. Yes, the party has just begun. Sounds good. Fast and silent. So glad to do it. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. They're already dead. Silent and lethal. Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the humans. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. Those heads are calling for a bullet. They're already dead. No fear. For the Empire. Anything more? Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. Interesting. Come on. Perfect. So glad to do it. For the Empire. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. For the Empire. For the humans. The party has just begun. Silent and lethal. No fear. Excellent idea, sir. Let me blow up some heads. For the humans! So glad to do it. Yes. They're already dead. No fear. Of course. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. For the humans. Come on. So glad to do it. So glad to do it. Come on, the infected are waiting. For the Empire. Perfect. Excellent idea, sir. No fear. Of course. The party has just begun. All right. For the Empire. For the humans! I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Let me blow up some heads. For the Empire! Those heads are calling for a bullet. Silent and lethal. For the Empire. So glad to do it. The party has just begun. They're already dead. All right. Yes. Yes. Of course. All right. Understood. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent idea, sir. For the Empire. No fear. Silent and lethal. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. Perfect. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the humans! So glad to do it. Let me blow up some heads. All right.
Units under attack.
For the Empire! For the humans! No fear. So glad to do it. Great. For the Empire! Nice. Understood. Yes. That's easy. Understood. For the Empire. For the humans. Silent and lethal. For the humans! So glad to do it. No fear! Let me blow up some heads. Those heads are calling for a bullet. No fear. Okay. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! For the Empire! The party has just begun! They're already dead! For the Empire! I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Great. Come on, the infected are waiting. No fear. No fear. Let's go. So glad to do it. Those heads are calling for a bullet. Yes. They're already dead. For the Empire. So glad to do it. Of course. Okay. For the Empire. Anything more? Perfect. Silent and lethal. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. For the humans. Come on. Let me blow up some heads. Yes. The party has just begun. All right. For the humans! For the humans! For the Empire. No fear! Understood. For the humans. So glad to do it. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. For the Empire. Come on. Interesting. The party has just begun. No fear. They're already dead. So glad to do it. Excellent idea, sir. Let me blow up some heads. Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the Empire. For the Empire. Nice. Okay. Silent and lethal. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Okay. The party has just begun. Nice. Excellent idea, sir. For the Empire! No fear! They're already dead! Sounds good. Perfect. Okay, that's easy. Let's go. For the Empire. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! So glad to do it. Silent and lethal. Great. Perfect. Okay. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. So glad to do it. Those heads are calling for a bullet. Perfect. For the humans. For the Empire. No fear. Come on. For the humans! For the Empire! Yes. Yes! Perfect! Great! Let me blow up some heads! Okay. No problem. All right. For the Empire. All right. Yes. Perfect. Let me blow up some heads! Anything more? Looks worth taking. No fear! The party has just begun! For the Empire! I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Those heads are calling for a bullet. Silent and lethal. So glad to do it. No fear! Yes! All right. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! For the Empire! So glad to do it! For the humans! Let's go! All right. They're already dead! For the humans! Okay. Okay. They're already dead! No fear! I still have some tricks up my sleeve. Perfect. That's easy. Yes!
Our soldiers are in trouble.
For the Empire. So glad to do it. For the glory of Quintus. For the Empire. Let me blow up some heads. For the humans. Of course. Silent and lethal. Let's go. No problem. Perfect. Wonderful. Nice. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! That's easy. No fear! Those heads are calling for a bullet. The party has just begun! For the Empire! So glad to do it! Nice. This is for the Empire. For the humans! Come on! Come on! Great! So glad to do it. Of course. At your service. Silent and lethal. Let's go! Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the humans. For the Empire. Yes, for the Empire. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. For the humans! All right. The party has just begun. For the Empire. Yes. They're already dead. So glad to do it. All right. Let's go. Let me blow up some heads. Understood. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. No fear. Great. That's easy. Nice. No fear. Of course. Great. Come on. Nice. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire. Let's go. Of course. All right. Let me blow up some heads. For the Emperor. I hope not to find a harpy there. Good quality. Good quality. Great. Of course. Understood. Yes. That's easy. The party has just begun. For the Empire. All right. They're already dead. Perfect. Silent and lethal.
Our forces
For
are
the
in danger.
Empire. So glad to do it. No fear. No fear. Perfect. Okay. For the humans. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. So glad to do it. For the humans! Those heads are calling for a bullet. For the Empire. Those heads are calling for a bullet. Perfect. For the Empire. Priceless. This is nice. No problem. It looks great. It shines. It's worth taking it. What do we have here? Great value, no doubt. Perfect. This is for the Empire. This will come in handy. What do we have here? Wonderful. The more the merrier. That's easy. This is nice. Let's go. Wonderful. Good quality. This is for the Empire. Sounds good. Interesting. All right. Wonderful. Great. Okay. Perfect. That's easy. Priceless. For the Empire! Of course. Excellent idea, sir. For the humans. Perfect. The party has just begun. Let's go. That's easy. For the Empire. Nice. Nice. Of course. No fear. Silent and lethal. I still have some tricks up my sleeve. All right. So glad to do it. I love it. Yes. Perfect. Of course. Okay. Interesting indeed. Understood. Perfect. Of course. I love it. Good quality. For the humans! Perfect. Anything more? This will come in handy. Let me blow up some heads! Great. I hope not to find a harpy there. They're already dead! Yes! So glad to do it. Nice. Let's kill the enemies of the Empire! Okay. Amazing. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. It shines. Let's go. Yes. This would be useful. Yes! Perfect. Nice. For the Emperor. No fear. So glad
Units
to do
under
it.
attack.
Wonderful. Those heads are calling for a bullet. What do we have here? Great value, no doubt. Great. For the humans. Come on. Come on.